By the end of this finale episode, I just felt like I was dealing with an abusive relationship, that I've been making excuses for my partner who hasn't been treating me well, but in reality, I've needed to confess this for a while. This season has been a bit off. Hello to all my Yellowjackets out there. My name is EJ Marino and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, what took you so long? We're at the end of the season. Hello, join me, subscribe. We got more things to talk about as the days go on. But yes, we are going to be diving into the season finale of Yellowjackets Season 3. We're talking about Full Circle. Like I hinted at in the intro, I feel like I've been in an abusive relationship with Yellowjackets. I am frustrated. I don't know if it's because I'm getting over a cold, so I'm a little bit more heightened emotionally, but I just am a bit angry leaving this finale. I thought overall the season was strong. I think there's strong moments in this finale episode. The last 5 minutes, when we get that kind of reveal where Nat is and Shauna figuring out that people worked against her, that was good. That made it almost feel worth it, but like the mishandling of Van's dead body, I thought that was so disrespectful, to just the, oh, that's who killed Lottie. Just each kind of twist and turn here felt predictable, felt like I kind of expected it, but at the same time, I expected it. These things were predictable. I wanted twists, I wanted turns, I wanted to feel more emotionally gripped. Again, I don't think this was a bad episode. I don't think the season is totally a wash, but there was just something a bit off here. There was just something that didn't feel like it all came together. I actually still think this was better than season 2. Season 2, I have just felt like I thought the middle was just such a lull, and I just was kind of, I felt myself kind of pulling myself to the finale. No, I easily walked to the finale for this episode. I was excited to see where they were going to go, but it just doesn't come all together. It feels like we were just kind of killing time until the inevitable, well, they're about to be rescued soon. Maybe if we shorten this up, I don't know, there was something, a tweak here or there with a narrative that could have made it better. But again, some of the narrative choices I thought made sense. We got to figure out who the pit girl was. Hannah's role in the Yellowjackets is a bit more fleshed out. There was things here that worked, but overall, I'm just kind of like, meh. We are going to be starting off in the present day story, and my goodness, what a horrible way to start it off, by getting rid of Van's body. We have to hide it. Shauna gives a little, well, I told you so, and I'm like, girl, shut up. At this moment, not the time to speak, not the time to speak. But yes, Ty has to bury Van's body. It's just handled so, I know she wasn't going to get a funeral. I knew it just was such a letdown of a moment, and it just felt like, well, we talked her into the grave. Let's move on for her. Though it does seem like Ty eats her heart. Was that really what happened? Was that like a reality moment? Sometimes I slip into and out of the show of like what actually happened. But yes, that's the end of Van. Well, okay, that's how we're going to do that. Was there more Melissa this episode? No, we didn't really have time for that either. She escaped. We'll have to deal with her at a separate time. Yeah, this episode just really was like, okay, what are we going to be doing with Shauna and Ty? And then they split up, and Shauna has to go deal with her family. Her family has dipped out on her. Yes, Shauna is left all alone. Why is that? Well, Callie comes out to be Lottie's killer. She was trying to get the tape there. Lottie kind of does the weird Lottiness of like, well, the wilderness drew you to this moment, to this thing, and Lottie dies. We do get a moment of young Lottie and adult Lottie together. That was interesting. Did we see them on the plane? Did they get the whole plane moment that the other girls have had? I don't really remember, but I'm just like, oh, okay, so we got the Lottie, the younger and older meeting. We figured out who killed Lottie. A bit lackluster. I thought it was going to be Walter. I thought it was going to be a surprise, another Yellow Jacket, something. But yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense and wraps up, a little bit of that story, but also leads us to Callie having that darkness that her mother had. Speaking of Callie being much like her mother, I loved when Misty gets to tell Shauna off, well, your motherhood, your lack of leadership for this woman maybe drew her to that. And Shauna's like, you're just messed up as me. And Misty's like, I'm acknowledging that. You're not. You are the problem here. Misty getting into Shauna was one of the highlights. We also see Misty have to kind of start planning with Ty. What are they going to do with Shauna? Shauna is on a rampage. With her kind of being tied to everything. We've seen Nat die. We've seen, that one random dude die. We've seen the end of Lottie, we're seeing our Yellowjackets start to perish, Van as well. All of this kind of being attached to Shauna. So we believe that our Yellowjackets need to stick together and go against Shauna. Though I feel like Shauna, with some talking to, maybe could be less of an adversary, and we have Melissa running around as a murderer now of our Yellowjackets. I don't know exactly if these girls need to, if Ty and Misty are together to really end Shauna, or if they are going to kind of, I don't know. I don't know the end goal for what these two girls have to do to get rid of Shauna or make sure she doesn't become the last Yellowjacket standing. But then what happens when it's Ty and Misty? Do they turn on each other? The adult Yellowjackets don't know where to go, and I don't know where to go with them. And what was that moment where Shauna finds the letter that Melissa wrote and she finally gets to read it? And I do love, though, that this has a bit of, yeah, we kind of like the wilderness. Yes, we kind of accepted our craziness. This is just how we were. Some of us loved it, some of us thrived there. I thought that was an interesting conversation, but just her finding the letter, just the way we end off with Shauna, I do think we're going to get Shauna in a much different position with her being so alone. Maybe she won't be as bold and brash and biting her ex's arms like she was this season with the next season coming up, but yeah, I'm just kind of like, this is where we lend off, the modern day story. I know people also often have problems with the modern day story. I never really agree with them, but at this point now, with Van gone, Ty and Misty having to maybe team together, Melissa floating off into the nothing, and Shauna being this kind of evil heel, the villainous of everything, I don't know how I feel, and it's really not my favorite storyline right now. What I really do like, though, is the past story, much like everybody else, because, wow, time has passed. Shauna has become full dictator. I mean, as the winter approaches, we're doing bed checks, we're making sure people fall in line. It is wild here, and yeah, winter is now upon our girls. There was a quick fall, because, my goodness, it is snowy, 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 and we need to eat. Yeah, we've eaten Joe McHale. Yeah, we've done this. We need to do something to survive. And the hunt becomes a topic of conversation. Yeah, we're going to be hunting another one of our Yellowjackets. We do the pull of the cards and all that. I do love that Ty and Van try to fix this, try to get Hannah to be the one, because it's just like, well, she's the outsider. Are we going to risk one of our girls when we can just easily get rid of this outsider? I thought that was great. I almost thought that was going to work, but Mari is the one picked to be the girl being hunted, and she runs, and the girls hunt after her, and this is great. This is some moments where, the hunt's going, people are going around trying to find her, and all of a sudden, Shauna's like, the math ain't mathin'. What y'all doing over here? What's going on over here? Like, she's not even paying attention to Lottie and Akila finding out that they're the ones who helped plot all of this with the dead animals and stuff. She's not even worried about that, but she's like, what are y'all doing over here? What's going on over here? Because, we know the girls are trying to, the outsiders, I will call them, are trying to get out. They're trying to figure out a way. We know the radio isn't to play. We'll talk about that in a moment. But yeah, I love seeing Shauna be very paranoid here. I love a leader who's not confident in being a leader, who's just like, who's going to turn against me? What's going on? I thought that was great. I thought that was interesting. I did think Melissa was going to kill, or at least attack Shauna here, but when she's like, you're so boring, I'm like, girl, this is why Melissa's going to kill all your friends and family, because you were dogging her in this past storyline. Yeah, the hunt happens. Mari runs into the pit, though, that we knew Travis had set up. Yeah, pit girl. We finally figured out who it was, and it was Mari. Much like the conclusion of Lottie's story, I'm like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, the show didn't subvert expectations, which some people don't like, but also playing into expectations can feel a bit boring. I just don't know how I feel about Mari being the infamous pit girl. I guess it's better than Hannah, who really, truly just was thrusted into the story, than to just be pit girl. That adds a different layer to her story, and Hannah does play a good part at the end of this episode. But yes, Mari is pit girl. We are now almost, like the title of this episode, full circle. We're connecting back to that first episode where, cracked Misty's glasses. We get the Antler Queen. The Antler Queen is Shauna. She makes her own little outfit. I kind of like the Antler Queen outfit. This is the best thing Shauna has done, is make this fierce, fabulous, evil dictator outfit. It is great. Things are coming to wind down for the day, and Shauna goes, hey, Nat, let's talk. Nat, what are you doing? Nat, why aren't you answering me? That's not Nat. Oh my goodness, Nat is not here. She has escaped. Yeah, that's Hannah. Hannah about to die. Hannah is about to die because Shauna ain't going to handle this. But yes, Nat is escaped. She's with the radio. She's getting it to work. She's on top of the mountain. This definitely felt like Sophie Thatcher was like filming her 87 movies she's filmed this year and was like, oh yeah, by the way, peace. I have to go off set to go do my own kind of storyline. But yes, she is on the mountaintop waiting to get a signal. She's distressed. I mean, Sophie Thatcher's acting here. It's just so heartbreaking, but then she gets a connection and they're like, I can hear you. The girls are so like close to being like found. It's great. This last 5 minutes with, you know, the pit moment and Shauna finding out that Hannah was sneaking around as Nat to Nat's like thing, that got me hyped. I felt good there. Then I was like, this is how I want to end this episode. And I'm excited for the next season. I'm just a bit frustrated and a bit confused, but I'm excited. I like this ending. Thought it was strong. Probably the best part of this whole episode. Season 3 of Yellowjackets has come to a close, and I want to thank you all for joining me on this journey. If there is a new series you want me to cover, make sure you guys leave it down in the comments below. Are you guys watching The Studio on Apple TV Plus? I've been loving that show so much. If you like making fun of Hollywood, if you like stuff about the industry, it's great. I like that so much. But what do you guys want to see? What did you guys think of this review? What do you all think of Yellowjackets Season 3? I know some of y'all hated it. I know some of y'all love it. Share your thoughts down in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy this, because YouTube takes those way too seriously. Alright guys, let's talk about Yellowjackets Season 3, this epic finale, what y'all think of Pit Girl, what you think of the death of Lottie, what's going to happen with Shauna. I want to know all your feelings right down below.